You're breaking a lot of records at the moment. That's 5 wins at the start of the year. You're scoring 5 goals away from home back to back. Can you describe this sort of momentum since the year changed around?
Yeah, I think we are in a good moment. Won all of the games so far. So obviously it feels good. But behind all of that was hard work for sure. And there are many more things to come in the future. Many hard games. Next one is again on Wednesday in another competition. So we have to continue the hard work, and give it everything again during the week.
Talk me through today's game. You're expecting a tough game, but you scored at really important times, didn't you, to just be ruthless?
Definitely. I think we wanted to start the game very well. I think we lacked that a bit at West Ham. They were on top of us the first 50 minutes at West Ham, so we wanted to change that. So the early goal was very important for us. I think we scored another couple of good goals, and we're happy with the win.
Glorious day for the club. Sold out crowd at the Emirates. Watched the women's team win today. Both teams going for titles this season. What's it like to be around the training ground at the moment?
It's amazing. It's amazing. We are all together. The youth, us, and the ladies as well. So there's a good connection. So there's obviously a very good dynamic right now. We try to push each other every day. It's good, but as I said, there's still a lot to play, and we're gonna give everything.
Well played today.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Left back, Arsenal have small issues there with Zinchenko. We know how loose he can be defensively. He's looking rock solid at the moment. Kiwa in that left back position. So it's all good. I'm not talking it up too much. Still all to do, but they're in a really good place.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's a magnificent performance. I think they look strong. They look like a machine at the minute. There's a physicality about Arsenal and a good mentality, and they're clinical. Some of the finishes today were outstanding. Some of their football was outstanding. Burnley just couldn't lay a glove on them, couldn't live with them. And that's another great performance. They've got a big game midweek now, Porto away.
Yeah.
You just wonder if that's going to get in the way of their championship challenge. But at the minute, when you're playing as well as this, confidence must be sky high.
They kicked up into third gear, fourth.
No question.
Second half.
When they get the goal early in the second half, and then they're on easy street, and it could have been more than 5, let's get it right. But they're so slick at the minute. They know what they're doing. They're powerful. They're fit. They made some good Burnley players look very, very ordinary today.
Yeah, easy street, easy big quality street. I mean, they're pouring at the moment. They really are. It's interesting, the Champions League, when you get that one, you could argue that one both ways in terms of emotionally, physically, what it could take out of you, but you could easily flip it on its head.
No, you want to be
compliment.
You want to be in it, right?
Yeah.
But my point is, will it, if they keep going in both the competitions, will one affect the other? Do you know what I mean, Kenny?
Yeah, it can do at times, but it can have the opposite. It can galvanise the dressing room. Going to Porto, getting results, quarter-finals, the Champions League, the belief starts. This could be a magical year. Everybody wants to be part of it. Everybody's getting game time. Everybody's chipping in with goals. High level of performance. Everybody's demanding more of each other. It could be that type of effect. One could complement the other.
They were 2-0 up at half-time, Neil, and it was Bukayo Saka who got 2 goals last week, 2 goals this week. He put them 3-0 up very early in the second half.
Yeah, and it's just the perfect antidote that Arteta would have wanted. Odegaard, little half-turn, the left-back that cries all over the place, half-a-yard bang. Now, for me, we've had the discussion off air. I've still got to look at the goalkeeper.
Again?
Yeah.
Poor
it's on his right foot.
It's a bullet, though. That's a bullet of a shot.
Yeah, he hits it hard, but if you stand up, you save it. You got to get your body. He's sort of dove under it, but, Del Quire's defending is pathetic. First of all, the ball's played in behind him, and he doesn't get anywhere near body contact to stop the shot.
I got to cut him a bit of slack here, the left back. This is how good Saka is. We know how good he is in that left foot. You show him inside in that left foot, forget it. He whips it inside the far post. So what do? You lean him, you show him on his outside onto that right foot. Do you fancy his chances off his right side? Yeah, absolutely. He's that good technically off his left and right side. I'd suggest almost impossible from a full-back in that position against a player of Saka's quality. It really is.
We bigged up Saka and Martinelli in advance, and they did it again today. Saka's just on fire right now.
Yeah, he's looking really sharp. He's looking clinical. He's looking like he wants to hurt teams. His performance today, again, he made the game look easy, and he's just maturing into a top player. Just this little you know, half a yard bump. He's away from people. His goal last week when he steps inside a guard and just flashes in the near post. And again today, he just looks a player in the top of his game.
Yeah, he could play any club team in the world. He wouldn't look outplaced in Real Madrid at the moment. His technical ability is that good. Game awareness, decision making. Always has been at a very early age since he came into the team. He's had that, and he's a leader. He's a leader in the team.
He's looking
now.
Strong and powerful, Luke Kenny, as well. He's looking fit.
Can knock him off the ball.
Exactly.
Can intimidate him.
You know,
that's mentality as well. He's a strong boy. Don't get me wrong, but that's mentality as well.
It was getting a little bit ridiculously easy by this stage. We're going to show a couple of stats here before the Trossard goal. There you go. So nice and very efficient as well with his finishing. You know, he's doing everything he needs to do, and he tracks back. You know, distance covered, all that kind of stuff.
But Arsenal need these numbers from him. I never felt Arsenal need. It's an interesting argument. They haven't got a 25-goal number 9. You can't win a league without that. Never quite bought into it, and the wingers had a reason. The kind of numbers that they can put up, Saka and Martinelli in between, 15 potential league goals, Odegaard as well. If they can contribute double figures, Havertz, when everybody else is chipping in, then it is possible to make that argument. Arsenal can win a league title without a 20-goal number 9.
Well, they could still do with Mbappe next year if he ends up going there. But what about Trossard's goal then? This is for 4-0.
Yeah, hadn't got his shoot boots on today. Trossard, really impressed with him last week, but a little bit off it up until this point here. It's a reasonably easy finish for him. It's really poor defending from Burnley. Like getting dragged all over the place here. The back four unit panicking, defending, people throwing their legs at things, but just holds his position at the back post here. Balls arise to him, and clear picture what he wants to do. Just kind of a controlled finish. I think he's a better option than Havertz at the moment. That kind of false number 9. I actually trust him a little bit more in front of goal. I know Havertz got a goal next, but he's been lacking a little bit of confidence. He's a bit more loose in front of goal, Havertz. This lad's a little bit more clinical when those opportunities present themselves in front of goal.
You could see in the celebration there he was a bit relieved because he probably should have scored before then.
He should have done, yeah, but I've always liked him. I think he's a player of great football intelligence. He can play anywhere across the front line. I think he's been a great signing in terms of giving that squad depth as well on goals. We talked about Liverpool's front three earlier on. Arsenal's are in the same vein of form at the minute, Kenny. You know, they look really impressive, whether it be in terms of dominating possession and their scoring goals or excellent on the counter-attack as well.
Kai Havertz got the 5th goal, as Kenny alluded to there. So this is the one that actually puts them, they're still 2 points behind Liverpool, but actually this makes their goal difference 1 better than Liverpool. So who knows, these kind of goals might count come the end of the season.
Yeah, listen, it's a great goal, great individual goal. I've got to say, the defending here is abysmal.
Talk about Burnley here for a second, actually, because
it's
you were
so
really
bad. I mean, it's a throw-in.
Yeah.
You know, they've switched off. Then the guy comes across, gets nutmeg. Dara can't get back in. Looks like he's treading water there. It's a nutmeg. The goalkeeper's isolated, and it's a very good finish. You know, you got to give Havertz credit, but from the throw-in, they should never be in that position in the first place.
Yeah, but I understand what Neil's saying. You think a little bit of pride keeping up, but I've been in this position in the back of a high.
Kenny, we all
it's
have.
tough. You're down. Yeah, you're disillusioned. You're feeling sorry for yourself. You're almost embarrassed, to be honest with you. Very, very difficult in that situation to pull yourself together and pull people around you and have that type of kind of positive attitude, because you're literally so down on yourself. It's a tough place to be in.
The top half of the table looks good there for Arsenal at the moment. They're right in it. Man City obviously playing against Chelsea in just a few minutes' time. At the bottom, I mean, it's all over for Sheffield United, you would say, and Burnley. Burnley among the worst teams you've seen in the Premier League now?
Certainly on that performance, yeah. I couldn't pick out anything encouraging from that at all. What they were trying to do, an identity. There was nothing about them, and it just looked like a young team that was put together today and got absolutely bossed. You know, bullied. Every aspect of the game they came second best in, and it could have been far more than 5.
Yeah, I saw a little spark last week in terms of the performance against Liverpool, but that was extinguished today. They were really on the chins on the floor there coming off the pitch. Big job for Vincent Kompany to convince these players that they're good enough to stay in this league and compete with those other teams. OK, bigger picture, title race. Manchester City are about to play now. I know you're going to throw this cold water in this one, I mean, but is there a bit of extra pressure on Manchester City now that they've seen their 2 title rivals win today? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, OK, I thought you might bat that one away. Yeah, no? It's got to be. You know, Arsenal and Liverpool are above them in the table at the moment. A lot of people talking this is done and dusted. It's Manchester City's title. They're third in the league. Liverpool and Arsenal are above them for the reasons that we're saying. Games in hand, though. 2 games in hand. Yeah, games in hand. They've got to go. Yeah, exactly. And Chelsea in a good place going there today. Dangerous team, Chelsea. It's not a given. Yeah, got to keep putting the squeeze on, putting them in those pressurised situations and hope they crack. It is possible. What do you think? Yeah, I think it's going to flip-flop from here on in. You know, they've got a 5-point cushion, Liverpool, at the minute. Arsenal got their tails up. City,
probably enjoy it, but it won't be easy. You know, I was at Everton last week. It took them a long time to break down Everton. Listen, they've been over the course and distance many times before. So have Liverpool. But then Arsenal, really look as if there's a freshness about them going into this second half of the season. This is why they bought Declan
Rice in particular, and players like that to try to keep it solid. I think it's going to be a fascinating watch, and obviously Raya. They look strong at the back and they're scoring goals at the minute, so it's all to play for. You're also giving Chelsea a bit of a chance against City, even though it's away from home.
Just showing a bit of something of late, as if they've found something. So yeah, I would give them a fighting chance. Some talented individuals there in that Chelsea team. Not be quite playing at the level Pochettino wants, but shot to nothing for them today. Low expectancy going to the Etihad this evening. Yeah, I think they got an outside chance.
And they have a cup final next week.
Yeah,
it's all right. Yeah, they play Liverpool next week.
Yeah.
So they want to, put a marker down for that as well. Individual players. I don't know if Pochettino will have an idea in his head what he'll want for the final, but if you're one step away from a cup final, you want to play really well before that.
Okay, we're out of time because we're about to show you the URC game. Connacht are away to Cardiff, so that means I won't throw another Irish managerial update question at you, Neil. Just about 2 or 3 for today, our regular slot now. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Kenny. Great stuff. We'll talk to you all again next week for Manchester United against Fulham.
In the first 45, including John, 2 for Arsenal, who lead at Burnley.
Yeah, and of course, the question mark against Arsenal if they don't play well, but they have been playing well, and today they played well. They controlled the game, and when you have the quality of Odegaard, and his first goal was sensational because that's the difference between a team like Arsenal and other teams. No matter how well you play, you need individual quality. And this goal by Odegaard was sensational in terms of his execution. But Burnley have got a bit caught here. You can see they got caught in the attack. And as the ball comes out to Martinelli, this is an unbelievable pass. I don't know whether he meant this for Odegaard, but to find Odegaard there and the technique. How many times do you see people on a half volley and a volley edge of the box, goes over the bar, goes wide. You can see he's holding out deep. And a feature of modern football now is when you go down the line, you don't just put the ball in the box, you actually cut it back to the edge of the box. Yeah. As I said, I don't know if he meant that for Odegaard, but it was a great strike.
It's all on the first touch, John, isn't it? I mean, then he half volleys it, perfect finish, bottom left-hand corner. Trafford, absolutely no chance, and a great start for Arsenal.
They've been in control of the game as well.
Yeah, great
Throughout,
start
they
for them.
really well.
Yeah, important to get that early goal. They then were awarded a penalty for this foul from Aston bringing down Trossard. Did you think it was clear, cut and dried penalty?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, he doesn't have to dive in. He can just shepherd him. We always talk about if you're not 100% sure you're going to get the ball, why dive in? But I've played, so I understand you think you can get the ball. Trossard's feet were very quick. He just gets another touch, and there's no argument. Yeah.
It's that little touch at the end. He knows Aston is diving in, so he just gets one extra touch, and he knows he just hits the floor. There's going to be minimal contact, and it was up to Saka. This is not convincing. It's convincing enough, though, when it nestles behind the goalkeeper in the net. But I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you would have had your heart in your mouth at that stage.
I mean, it goes under the goalkeeper. If he gets a palm to that, as he could have, that would have been a save. But, of course, as long as it goes in, that's the main thing.
5 goals in his last 4 Premier League games, 11 league goals in total for Bukayo Saka. Let's move.
All it matters is it ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, Saka was to get a second in the second half then to make it 3-0, and this is the goal, John.
Yeah. Well, of course, look at the time, 47 minutes. You're coming at half-time, 2-0 down. You come out, you keep it tight, maybe you get a goal. Going 3-0 down against Arsenal, a poor header, defensive header there, and you can still see how open they are here. You can see the midfield players are the wrong side of the ball. Comes to Saka, comes back onto his left foot, comes inside, then goes on the outside on his right foot. And it's a great strike, but, if the keeper stands up, I think he should save it. He hits it well, but if you stand up, you get a good hand to that. And now the game is over.
Very difficult, John, when you're playing against a wide player. You know yourself, you was one who can go both ways, and you can't second guess it.
Particularly if you're left-footed on all right. You think he's going to come in on his left foot, but he goes down the outside. Here, once again, they're so open. And Trossard gets his second goal. I mean, it's just who's going to score it? Good for Trossard.
Yeah.
Just uses the defender to bend this round. Yeah. The goalkeeper is unsighted. Kouara just drifts forward. He goes at the right time. He's nicely tucked into his centre half, so he's the right time to go forward. And it's a decent enough pick out. They get a little bit lucky, of course they do, but Trossard just uses that defender to unsight the goalkeeper. He affects football matches. Every time he's out there, he assists or scores. Outstanding signing.
And I'm pleased for Havertz. This is Havertz's goal. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at a long throw. A throw over the top and in on goal. Yes, he nutmegs him, comes inside. But look how open Burnley are. The midfield players are nowhere to be seen in front of the back four. And I'm pleased for Havertz because, But the thing with Arsenal is that they haven't necessarily got a centre-forward, so they scored 5 goals and 6 goals. When they're not going to do that, I still feel they need a centre-forward long-term.
Doesn't help when you've got centre-halves trying to play offside from a throw-on. I mean, you get 5-year-olds who do that, and get told otherwise, and then they learn by the time they're 6. These are playing in the Premier League, trying to play offside from a throw-on. Incredible.
Yeah, they're on a goal-scoring run at the moment. Arsenal, 21 goals in their last 5 Premier League games.
They're spreading the goals around. And of course, when you're playing well and you're full of confidence, anybody can score, as they're showing here. But as I said, come March, April, when all of a sudden you're not going to be scoring goals, because these aren't regular goal scorers, when you can say, we've got a centre-forward to score goals, is it going to be Nketiah?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. And I think that that's probably where they will fall down short. But at this moment in time, they're doing fantastically well.
All right, that's Arsenal wrapped up. We have a couple of others to do.